Mayor Taylor, to start, just your views of 2009, the town of Hinton, what's been done, challenges, opportunities, things like that.
Well, 2009 was actually a pretty challenging year for the town of Hinton. We spent the first quarter of the year was council and administration trying to put together a strategic plan. We understood that we needed to tie our capital plan, our long-term capital plan that we developed about 6 years ago, into the fiscal realities of the stimulus package that the federal government was talking about at the time. Recognizing the downturn in the economy, part of the challenge for the town of Hinton and town of Hinton governance was how do we respond from a superheated economy that we've been experienced for the past couple of years down to a fairly hot economy, down to a hot economy, down to a normal economy. We're going to be the opposite of handling the challenges of growth. We felt that we'd be facing the challenges of a slowdown in the economy, and that's exactly what came to bear. So during budget for 2009, we did about a 4.8% average tax increase across the board, and that was to focus on getting our planning act together. So we did things like, for example, we embarked upon our affordable housing strategy. We finalized our transit system strategy. We've done a considerable amount of work on looking at potential for recycling and landfill and what we need to do with our landfill to make it sustainable. We've put together a plan for the sustainability for Hinton over the next 30 years. Part of that, of course, is to access the federal government funding. You need to have a sustainability plan. So what we decided to do was bring in a lot of citizens and gather input. So this was really a year of gathering input, engaging citizens, and planning for what the community is going to look like and helping to shape the future of the community into 2010 and beyond. And it was a busy year. We assisted the mountain bike folks to get their mountain bike skills park up and running, and that was just a great experience. I'll never forget the grand opening, actually, of the mountain bike park. Young and old, active and inactive, the whole community came out to celebrate what a group of volunteers can do when they put their mind to something and council gets out of the way rather than gets in the way. And this, I think, was a real positive example of a community with an interest, and the volunteers to support it were merely asking for council and administration support to bring a project that they'd put together through, and it was a very successful project. So from that point of view, 2009 was a good year. It was also a challenging year. We've had to manage the impact on the community of a slight downturn in the economy. So we've had to ensure that we're getting best value for our dollar when the town of Hinton corporate goes out and buys for the corporation. So we've been looking at purchasing policies. I know that a Shop Local campaign started in Hinton this year, led by the Chamber of Commerce with some support from our Economic Development Department. I understand that's going fairly well, and I look forward to seeing how folks in the community engage in that going into 2010. And we've also laid the groundwork for important basic needs like clean drinking water, better road conditions. We've reviewed our snow removal policies and how we maintain our parks and public spaces. We even put together a parks master plan this year. A lot of this was all leading up to now we need to put the rubber on the road. 2010 is going to be a year of implementation, I would suggest. A lot of the plans that we've been gathering and putting together are going to need to be implemented in 2010. And this year's budget is really focused on how do we take advantage of the federal stimulus funds that are available. How do we do this without, of course, causing undue financial hardship on our community, recognizing that the individual taxpayers all have challenges in their own homes and their own lives as well. But how do we also take advantage of the somewhat lower costs of construction, costs of consulting, costs of contracting, and the stimulus funds that are available through the federal and provincial governments so that we can actually build some of these projects that we've proposed to the government to help build Hinton. So a big project this year for 2010 is going to be seeing completion of the affordable housing project that was built starting in 2009. And we're also looking at doing some major renovations on our rec center. A lot of communities in our region have accessed some funds to do entire rec center rebuilds. Whitecourt, for example, built a new center with an indoor swimming pool and water slides and a field house. I know Grand Cache is involved with building a new pool and field house as well. And Edson's been looking into it. But these are in the $20 to $30 million range. Hinton's plan is to invest enough money to maintain our facility properly and do just like you do in your own home. We're going to ensure that the piping is solid, the roof is solid, the interior is in good shape, that our floors are in good shape, that our exterior is going to withstand the test of time, and do the maintenance that we need to do to ensure that this facility can continue on being a good facility for the citizens of our community through the next 10, 15, 20 years. And so that's our focus in 2020.